plaintiff, Carl Powell, was engaged to the defendant, and he's still in love with her. However, since their breakup, Carl realizes he wasn't very nice to the defendant, especially when he rolled her out of their bed during a heated argument and was subsequently arrested for assault. Carl's suing his ex-fiancée today for personal property. Defendant Gloria Rausch admits she was very much in love with Carl, but claims she was forced to throw her engagement ring out of the window after he called her an obscene name. Gloria knows Carl still wants her back, but she's countersuing him today for moving costs, storage fees, and emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
All right, let's start with you, sir. What happened?
I met Gloria about 5 or 6 years ago in Phoenix, Arizona. I asked her out. She said that she was dating someone else and that she really wasn't interested. Well, I asked her if I could give her my business card and if she might be interested. Things didn't work out, she'd give me a call. Well, surprising to me, she called me a couple of 2 or 3 weeks later, and we went out and we hit it off.
First night?
Well, no. What I mean is we just.
Which night? How many nights did?
No, we just hit it off. We talked to each other. We were having a good time. We just liked being around each other.
Okay, all right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I probably would have liked to hit it, but
that was not happening. That would not happen.
Go ahead.
So at that point, we dated for about 8 months to a year. At that point, we decided that we would like to go out to Nebraska, Omaha, and start a life together, which we did. I've kind of realized in the last few months that I have been a royal pain to Gloria and probably a lot of other people around me.
What made you come to that conclusion about yourself?
On May 21st of this year, Gloria and I went out with some friends to one of the casinos there in Iowa. We had only had a couple of drinks. We played a little bit of the slot machines, and we went home. We got into a terrible argument over a menial little thing about a fan and the position of the fan. Well, we both laid down to go to bed, and I asked her to scoot over, being the nasty person that I was. And she says, I'm on my side, and I got up out of bed, picked up my side of the mattress, and rolled her out of bed. I had realized that I had hurt her at that point, so to neutralize the situation, I got up.
Now, were you drunk or had you lost all your money?
Neither.
So you just like you said, you was just kind of...
I've just been a real bad person.
All right. Ma'am, let me get some background from you.
Basically, what Carl has said is true. We did meet in Arizona. We moved to Omaha. We became what you could call Barbie and Ken of Omaha because everyone took pictures of us, and I have a picture here that basically everyone wanted copies of to post and know that it was Barbie and Ken, and we made a nice couple, and we were very much in love. As time went on, things got a little out of hand, as he said, and that's where...
Why do you think that was? Did he change?
Yes, he changed.
Why do you think that was?
Well, he wasn't showing me the attention that I needed. I always told him, all I need is just love, attention, and cuddling.
So
I don't need diamonds, I don't need rings, I don't need jewelry.
So why didn't you dump him out of the bed instead of the other way around?
Sure.
So you were complaining about a lack of attention.
Right.
And what did he do exactly? How did it begin? He said, well, I'm giving you enough attention. And so since you think I don't, if you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight. Is that what he said? I mean, what actually happened? I'm just curious.
No, it did happen that way. Basically, I think the more I asked for it, the more he ran the other way. It maybe scared him because he was falling too much in love with me, or we were getting too close. And, at one point he had asked me to marry him in 2007. And I accepted his proposal for marriage. And we were engaged, and a couple months later, we got in an argument, and he called me a really, really, really bad name, a horrible name. The worst one probably you could be called. So I rolled down the window, and I took his ring, and I threw it out the window.
Wow.
And he said, "What are you doing? Throwing my ring out the window?" I said, "Well, you might have paid a lot of money for that ring." I said, "But it's your mouth that lost that ring, and it's your mouth that also lost me."
You lost it
forever.
too. You should
Because
just bust him in the mouth with that ring. Did that break you all up temporarily, or
that's correct. We had still talked because
did you
obviously.
ever find the ring? Maybe did he find the ring?
Well, the only reason we're here probably is because Carl wants me back.
And that
I
ring
believe-
back, I'm sure. Did he go and I want to know about this ring. Did somebody hop out the car and go and get
No.
that ring?
No.
So the ring is gone.
The ring is on 90th Street somewhere.
Cost thousands of dollars.
I don't know how much he paid for it.
I got to go rent a car. I'm going to look for
You're
it.
going to 90? I don't blame you. Did it cost thousands of dollars?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I was angry at it because she threw the ring out, but lately I realized that I deserved everything she did.
Tell me what happened that caused you to sue her.
Well, like I said, on 21st, I came back that night about an hour and a half later. I just thought maybe it would just neutralize at that point. She was still up, realizing that she had called the police and filed assault against me. And so I was leaving again when the police showed up and arrested me for assault and domestic violence.
Yeah.
And we went to court. I pled no contest. I got fined and was mandated to do the man's nonviolent program,
Okay.
which is probably the best thing that ever happened to
Good.
me.
But meanwhile, we got a 3-day notice to be evicted.
Because of
the issues that happened at
because
the
of the
house.
violence. That was an emergency eviction, obviously.
Right.
The landlord saying that they believe that their property is at risk of destruction.
Yeah, I have a copy
that's-
here of the
And
termination.
I think that and illegal activity as well. Allow the landlord to give an emergency eviction. Otherwise, the landlord has to wait 30 days and go to court like everyone else. What do you have?
I have the 3-day notice.
Your Honor, if you'd indulge me for just a second.
Yes, sir.
Gloria, I'm very sorry for the way I've treated you the last couple of years. I'm terribly ashamed of the way things went down on the 21st of May. I hope one of these days you can find it in your heart to forgive me. And I'll always love you.
That's the best apology I've ever heard. What do you think of that?
I accept your apology.
Okay.
And I know, I know we still have feelings for each other. We always will. I still love him. I'm just not in love with him right now because of the whole situation.
And he's in
And-
love with you still, right?
Well, I don't blame her for the way she feels. I got a lot of work to do.
I believe there's a possibility, don't you, that you could work your way back in over the course of some time? Do you
Well,
believe
like I
that?
said, I'm mandated to do that class, but I'm very glad that I'm doing it.
All right, but you better answer my question. You're talking all this love. Do
I'm
you think
sorry.
it's a possibility and a desire by you to kind of work things out ultimately down the line or however?
110%.
Yes?
Everything I got in my
Okay.
being.
How about you? Do you think it's ever possible, ever in the future, that things can work out?
It might be possible later.
Good. Well, you all show me a sign. And a good sign would be that you dismiss your case and you dismiss your case. Then we'll know that there is some real care.
Your Honor, I'm more than willing to dismiss my case except for one thing. There was a couple of things that didn't belong to me. They're my son's. Once he went into the Marines, I kept them for him. One was the Crystal Castle set and the suitcase set. Those are the only two things that I would be willing not to because they weren't mine.
And
to.
you're obviously out of some money because of the storage fees. You've lost some money.
Well, I
You've
did,
paid
but
some
I-
money that you won't get back from the storage people.
Right, but I sold his suitcases and stuff to do that. Because I had to pay, I have here an itemized statement of what.
Of what you paid?
Yes.
And did you pay it from the things that you sold?
Right.
Okay. So he wouldn't owe you money because you sold his things.
Well, he had a notice to come and pick his things up.
I understand. What I'm trying to get to is you've admitted to selling his things without his authorization. So, ma'am, you might want to just say, okay, Judge, I'm willing to dismiss it because there is some love and there is some feelings here and we might be able to make up, and this is the first sign. So I'll ask again. You want to dismiss yours?
I don't, no.
Good enough. Let's go. How does she owe you $2,700?
Well, because of the court situation with the abuse, I was ordered no contact with her during from May 22nd to the court date of the 19th of June. Because of the eviction, she had taken it upon herself to move out. On the 18th, the night of the 18th, I called the police to find out what my rights were for her to move things out the night before we went to court, because she knew at that point that on the 19th or after the court, I was going to be able to come home. Mm-hmm. So I called the police. They arrived about 10:30, 10:45. They went into the house to find out what Gloria was doing. They told her it would probably be a good idea if you stopped. Then they came back out and said it was a civil matter and that you would have to take this to court.
What had happened to your things?
She had removed them out of the house the night before we went to court.
And obviously put them in storage because she's countersuing you.
Yes, sir.
Did you attempt to get them from storage?
I did attempt to call her sister. Her sister never called me back. I called a couple of our friends that were mutual friends of her and I. They never called me back.
And she could have left your things there. She didn't have to take your things.
Exactly.
Right. Ma'am, let me hear from you. He says you took his things.
I did.
And okay, why?
I took them because we had the 3-day notice, and he made no attempt to get anything out of the house.
Right. But what did that have to do with you? You could have
Because,
taken your things.
well,
You took his things.
he wasn't making an attempt to
So
get
what?
anything
That's
out.
his problem.
And then I gave him a letter, and I said,
You had
okay, I
no
have...
right to help him move his things if that's what you call yourself doing. And I don't think you call yourself helping him because you all weren't on best of terms.
No, we were
So
not.
my point is, you were only entitled to take your things. You took his things.
Correct.
And as you say, you sold his things. And he says you sold $2,700 worth of things. What type of items?
Well, there
Do you
was...
have a list?
Yes, sir, I
Let me see
do.
them.
I even have a detailed list, a little more.
Electronics.
You want to sit on it?
Yeah, this
She took
This
both,
looks reasonable.
She took both beds. Yeah. She took both, or all 3 DVD players. She took the Crystal Castle set, even when there was 5 other castles there, but that one I bought in Trier, Germany, 20-something years ago. It's a one-of-a-kind. It's like an 8-piece set.
All right, ma'am, what's your counterclaims for $1,500? How does he owe you?
That is for the storage fees, and I'm only charging him, I was charging him half of the storage fees.
Right, his half, you
His half.
assumed.
Yes.
And the emotional
and then the
distress,
emotional distress.
I would assume that's because of the turbulent relationship and specifically the assault.
Right.
Okay, you are entitled to emotional distress for assaults. Otherwise, couples are not entitled to emotional distress because of arguments, and people would be lined up around the corner trying to get in court for relationship issues, whether breaking up or whether cursing each other. So I'll grant you your $595 for emotional distress. However, in your own words, you sold his things to pay for the storage. So you can't get paid twice. You've been paid. Your claim, $595, and his claim is $2,700. You have $2,105, and the person who wanted money instead of reconciling is left with nothing. Judgment for the plaintiff.
that she gives it time, sees the improvements that I'm making. I've got a lot to make up for. I hope she'll give me the rest of my life to do it.
I think that he was honest in his apology, and hopefully he'll learn from this and he won't do it to someone else. And, I'll give him a year or two to find out.